Hello viewers, excited to meet you all again in this conditional formatting series. As part of today's video, we are going to cover highlight cell rules, top or bottom rules, and icon sets. In case if you have missed out the color scales and data bars, I request you to watch them in the part 1 and the link is given in the description box. Right, let's jump into the content straight away. Let's discuss about highlight cell rules. Assume you have a scenario where you would like to know who all scored above 50 in this scorecard. Okay, again I have used the same England versus New Zealand World 2019 World Cup final scorecard, and here I have only Henry Nichols scoring above 50. And if I would need to highlight Henry Nichols score alone, I am going to use this highlight cell rules greater than option, and I'm going to give this option as 50, so it gives me the a separate color code. Let's use green fill with dark green, right? So Henry Nichols alone highlighted in green color as he is the only one falling above this category. And now let's look for the least performers or the low scores. Let's consider 15 as the low score, because this is average score mark, and let's see who all scored below 15. Highlight cell rules and then less than 15. So anyone who scores less than 15, highlight them in red. So I have highlighted them in red. Santner, Matt Henry and Trent Bolt, they three scored less than 15, so highlighted in right. And if we would like to know anyone scoring between 40 to 50, I'm going to use this between option. I'm going to use 40 to 50, and I'm going to use yellow fill. So that's how we use this highlight cell rules option. Okay, so let's see the remaining rule in this highlight cell rules. The other one is equal to. Assume if you would like to know who all scored 0, we can use this. When score is equal to 0, then highlight, let's say light red fill, or we can even give a custom format. So this is where I'm going to use custom format, and I'm going to use dark red fill. So who has scored 0 will be highlighted in dark red. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone with a score of 0. So let's see what happens when I make someone score to 0. Right. So here I have actually marked Trent Bolt and 0, and the cell turned to dark red. So if I undo this, it turned back to pale red, which is the less than, which is using this less than rule. So I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to the next section, top or bottom rules. Before that, I'm going to clear all the rules applied on top of this. Clear rules, right? So as part of this section, top or bottom rules, now let's find out top 2 performer and bottom 2 performer. This is kind of comparative one. So the first option, top 10 items, instead of 10, let us modify this to 2. Top 2, and I'm going to mark them in green fill, and I'm going to mark the bottom 2 in red fill. So I hope this is pretty straightforward and simple. So Henry Nichols and Tom Latham scored, or the top 2 scorers, and then they are marked in green, and then Matt Henry and Trent Bolt, they are bottom 2 and they are marked in red. The key difference is there is no less than or equal to. There's no less than option or there's no equal to. It would be either top or bottom. You can't distinguish the people who scored in between. So that's how it exactly works. Same as the concept with top 10% and bottom 10%. I'm not going to apply percentage here. I leave it with the users. And then above average and below average, we have already covered in the previous video. Anyhow, I will just highlight that. Okay, so let me just clear this rule, and I will highlight you that as well again. Top or bottom rules. Let's highlight the people who scored above average in green and the people scored below average in red. So that's very clear. It's just 4 people and one is extras who scored above average, and rest of them scored below average. And what is the average? Average is 21, so that's shown in the bottom bar. So all these people scored below 21 and the green ones have scored above 21. So let's clear this rules again. Now let us go back to the last section, icon sets. Icon sets, actually I prefer to use icon sets because that gives you a clear indication in line with the cell. Assume you have a class of 50 people, and if you would like to know if a student is making progress or going behind, then you can go for this icon set. I'll show you how it works. Right, so it has certain set of icons. Here we have arrows, and then we have 3 triangles, and then we have 4 arrows. Right, so 5 arrows. So these are the conventions which you can use. Also it gives you traffic light symbols as well, 3 traffic lights. Right, let's start with the traffic lights. So we are aware that traffic lights, green is good, yellow is mediocre, and red is bad. So I'm going to use 3 traffic light convention, and I have applied 3 traffic light convention, and I could see Henry Nichols, Tom Latham are given with green, and then the other people, I mean 30 Nisham, extras, and Guptil are given yellow, and rest of them are given red. So Excel takes care of this. I mean it takes care of the calculation, and it gives these colors automatically. You don't have any control over that. And here you have traffic lights without the rim. Same way you have other 3 signs, and so next to traffic lights I am going to show you this 3 arrows. Same, it will be giving the same result, but the signs are different, and the beauty is you see the results within the cell. Just by having a look straight away, you can understand if that person has performed well or not. Henry Nichols, Tom Latham, and then the mediocre scorers are given yellow. And another one important thing with this icon set is it doesn't make your Excel sheet look clutter. Otherwise, normally your Excel sheet may look clutter if you go for multiple color schemes. Right, so same way you can use the flags. So I prefer to use flags in most of the cases, or I also prefer to use the ratings. These ratings come up with the stars. So here Henry Nichols and Tom Latham are given full star, Guptil, Kane Williamson, Nisham and extras are given half star, and rest of the people are given no star. So this also gives the same result, but the icons that are given in the result varies. You can choose your icon, and you can go for the convention where you need 3 icons or 4 icons. So if you feel like your data needs to be much more analyzed in a granular way, then go for the 4 icons. I hope it is clear. So we have covered all the 5 sections on top. These are the default 5 sections, and next video we will be covering this custom rule method. So that will be very interesting going forward. So excited to meet you all in the next video. Stay connected. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.